Iowa coming to the zone out of the timeout.
Didn't get out far enough on Van Oelhoffen. Scott Ruick says that this young lady, she's as gifted as anybody I've ever coached, which is saying something.
And he said it straight face, because I thought for a moment, considering some of the greats he's had, that he was like, maybe, but he said right now she is.
Well, we've seen Iowa throughout the season mix up between their man and their zone, but you certainly have to find the shooters, and that's a great closeout.
That's Molly Davis.
I mean, that's how you pursue, right? Get there quickly, just when you think the shot's going to get off. Watch Molly Davis. She stunts, and then she recovers and gets a hand on the ball.
Coach Bluter talked about her high basketball IQ and how she came to Iowa knowing she wasn't going to start, and yet she still came anyway from Central Michigan. Aaron couldn't gather. Ball goes over the Hawks.
Steph, I feel like so far to this point in the season, it could be just learning the system. I expected Molly Davis to run a lot of points for them, to give Caitlin Clark a breather. I haven't seen it to this point in the season. I think that will be key for Iowa as they progress through the season, being able to give Caitlin quality blows while she's on the floor.
Yeah, I think it's hard to take the ball out of Caitlin Clark's hands, certainly, but particularly when you can get in a flow, like if you get a rebound or you can quick outlet and Molly Davis can initiate and Caitlin Clark can run the floor, you're absolutely right. It is difficult to have the ball in your hands as much as Caitlin Clark does. She doesn't really get anything easy.
Nice follow from Aaron, and that ties the ball game up.
But these are those situations, and you can run some quick screens for Caitlin Clark, and she's not having to create so much on her own.
I just feel like it's the wear and tear, not just throughout a game, but throughout a season, that helps her. It helps her stay fresher. It helps her obviously be a better scorer.
And they can utilize her in different ways. And Lisa Bluter talked about teams are going to face guard her, so sometimes that's why she brings it up. But if they're going to face guard her, she can cut back door. She's been working on her post-up game. Run some screen-to-screener actions, some curl pop actions. Utilize her as a screener.
Marshall got her hands on the basketball to force the turnover.
Nice.
And Martin into Czinano.
And again, there was just that little hesitation that forced Mitrovic to come over that left Czinano open on the weak side.
And we talk so much about Caitlin Clark and Monica Czinano, but the Gabby Marshalls and the Kate Martins and the McKenna Warnocks, I mean, those guys make this team go. They fill in the roles. They surround those two with solid, consistent veteran leadership.
And you see it here. Martin just hesitates. That pulls the post defender. No dropping on the weak side. Czinano open. Steph, how do you feel about the pace right now and who it favors?
I think it favors Oregon State.
Absolutely.
If you're Iowa, you want to get up and down the floor. You want to get some quick shots. You want to get some movement. And Lisa Bluter talked about this offense and how it's going to take some time for some new pieces and for them to get into a flow and rhythm. But this possession is the first time we've seen the ball cross the mid-floor multiple times.
Czinano turns, fires over Mitrovic.
And that's the key for Czinano right now with Mitrovic in the game. You got to pull her away. You don't just want to try to challenge her down low. Too much of a size advantage or disadvantage.
You can put her in some on-ball screen situations. It doesn't have to be in the middle of the floor with no pass and offense. It can be on the backside.
And that's an example of moving without the basketball. Great job by Aaron to cut back door, even better pass.
Knocks the game back up, and here's a Clark three from long distance, off the mark, but Kate Martin was there. I don't think she realized how open she was. A little bit of a hesitation, and now Czinano gets on the floor for a tie-up.
She may not have realized how open she was, but Van Oelhoffen did. That was tremendous recovery to get that block.
Clark defended by Yaney. Going to be
so good.
Yep.
I mean, right there, she had an opportunity to tight curl and potentially draw a secondary defender, but when she gets the ball, she doesn't need a lot of space. She takes great angles to get by defenders.
Oh, that's a terrific drive. Van Oelhoffen already into double figures. Leading this team, averaging 19.5 points per game. Caitlin. Martin, second chance. Clark barely buries it.
Kate Martin, that's 2 big offensive rebounds. Didn't get the conversion on 1, but just you cannot afford to give a great scoring team multiple possessions.
Highest percentage 3 in basketball. Rebound, kick out.
That's right.
Clark now into double figures and then called for the hand check.
Well, Caitlin Clark can certainly put on a clinic offensively. You see how she uses her body, quick spin move, and the angle to the rim. And Von Oelhoffen, again, the angles, just see how they sever. They keep the defender on their side, back behind them, and then Caitlin Clark, she can't have that much time and space. She's money.
Well, your point about angles, I think it's a really difficult defensive battle for both these teams, because if you give body, that's playing into the offensive players to be able to cut that angle and keep you pinned behind them.
Well, we talk so much about straight line drives and what it means. I mean, those are 2 players right there who are efficient. When they get by defenders, they keep them behind them. They don't banana cut it off.
Beer is working hard. Clark pulls it, nails it.
You can get a sense of those rhythm dribbles when Caitlin Clark comes down the floor, when she's starting to feel it.
And Lisa Bluderer says that, she knows when Caitlin's about to shoot the basketball.
Well, that's a good coach, right?
And she lets her. She's like,
yeah.
Fine by me. Czinano and Beers, the veteran against the freshman.
I love the 3-point shot, but I could watch Beers and Czinano go at it.
If that went in, I think there would have been an explosion in this building. Whoa, Clark ran right into Beers. There was no whistle, but a travel called.
Well, Steph started the game talking about, we all know about the logo 3s. Oregon State may not have got the message on this one. Caitlin Clark from deep. Welcome back. Started the show talking about how dynamic Caitlin Clark is, how unselfish she is. Coming in 46% of total points is Caitlin Clark. Well, she hasn't disappointed, showing the plethora of moves, taking what the defense gives her. If you play her tight, she's going by you. If she gets a step, she's not relenting. And oh yeah, when she crosses half court, she's money.
Caitlin Clark with 10 points in this second quarter. So is there a proper way to defend her? This is her numbers so far, because we said if you're too close, like Gainey has been a little bit too close, but if you get too far away, she's going to pull it and knock down the 3.
You just have to try to make her hit tough shots. I mean, she's a shot maker. That's what she does. And as long as they're contested, as long as you're not bailing her out, you got to be tight enough, certainly, to contest a 3-point shot. And if she makes it over the top of you, fine, she does. What you don't want to do is allow her to get by and just pick you apart and then play soft and she gets open looks. Like, that's a shot that she's going to make. Now, if I'm playing Caitlin Clark in that situation, I'm not letting her come off the screen. Anytime you're playing her, I would not allow her to use the screen.
But that's a tough one right there, because it's such that tight window, so there is no time for help.
They scouted that play.
At a timeout
They scouted
execution.
that play.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Oregon State knew it was coming, couldn't do anything about it.
But we've seen now in back-to-back ball games, out of timeouts, really isoing on those elbows. Yeah, this is one of those right here. When you give her the ball, you've got to wall up right here and make her go the other direction. Ice that screen, down that screen. But that comes with communication. Those bigs have to call that. You have to know that it's coming.
Czinano setting that screen for Clark.
And Beers stayed back, and that's to Steph's point. It's got to be team defense against Caitlin Clark.
Absolutely.
Now that's a nice play by Martin after she was bottled up, got it over. Made the pass, and a chance for a 3-point play for Czinano.
Just great unselfish play. Rotation occurs, and we've seen it time and time again. If you don't get the drop off of the weak side rotation, Czinano's too strong, and that's way too late.
Lisa Bluder talked to us just about how important it is because they are so big. You can't go in there and try to shoot over the top of them. You've got to be able to find the next pass, whether it's a pitch for a 3 or a drop right there like that for Czinano.
More good defense, this time by Marshall. Iowa's hit 4 of their last 5 shots. Czinano left open. Bottom of the net, another assist for Clark. And Oregon State has seen enough as the lead has ballooned to 9.
Well, Caitlin Clark, one of the best in the country at filling it up, but she's also one of the best in the country at finding her open teammates. And Monica Czinano showing her range.
This is quite a weekend in Portland. Mitrovic left open. Caitlin Clark comes up with the rebound, and kind of a nervous time right now for Oregon State. There was the block by Mitrovic as the lead is now 9 points.
You know, here's the key. We talked about, like, against Czinano, pull her out, bigs make those shots, or your wings make those shots. But it also hurts you from a rebound perspective. Trip before last, Mitrovic takes that outside shot. There are no rebounders for Oregon State, and that allows Iowa to get out and run.
Clark just getting around Yaney like she's invisible. Makes it look, she's just so fluid.
And right now she's playing at such a great pace. And I think anytime we see Caitlin Clark struggle a little bit, it's when she gets rushed. But she's playing at a great pace. She's utilizing her angles really well. She's utilizing her in and out dribble. And Bindu Yaney is an excellent defender.
Thank you. That's what I want to say. We're saying it looks easy. That's just how good Caitlin Clark is.
Marshall taking it to Van Olhoffen. But there were a lot of Beavers who came in out of nowhere.
They built a dam.
Yes, they did. And Marshall was just got out of that dam. She just crossed half court a little while ago. AJ Marat with the miss, but a second chance, and then Warnock with the foul in front of the Iowa bench.
Iowa foul number 14, McKenna Warnock, her first personal.
Well, Caitlin Clark right here, you just see using the on-ball screen. She doesn't need a lot of time or space. She is quick off the bounce. I love how she just uses that last dribble to stretch and gain a little bit more space.
Well, I think that's an undersold part of her game, is her ability to create space, whether it's the step back. Her lateral dribble as well is just as dangerous.
And I think Iowa can do even more of that drag screen higher on the floor. You don't have to wait till the three-point line. Hit somebody at half court.
Because she can hit a logo three.
Because she can hit a logo three.
Davis back into the game. Keeping the dribble alive. Clark rescues. And then Caitlin Clark, who says, I didn't touch it. Ball stays with the Beavers. Clark, a very fiery player. That was another interesting thing when we talked to Scott Ruick the other day. I thought Caitlin was a little bit misunderstood. She's fiery on the floor, a little edge, a little Taurasi-like attitude, but he said she's really just ultra competitive and a nice kid.
He said her mindset puts her over the top. This is how he closed it. He said, and her right hand's just magic.
Yes, he would have loved to have brought her west. Aaron does some nice things offensively for the Beavers.
And then that's the third three that she's hit. So Iowa have to be a little bit more aware of where she is on the three-point line and close out quicker.
Czinano has been working on that little jumper, hasn't she?
Hey, Big Ten, get ready for it. Monica Czinano is added to the repertoire.
So the shot clock is off now. Oregon State down 7. And Olhoffen, guarded by Davis. Loses the ball, and then Clark gets the block to end the first quarter. Caitlin Clark and Monica Czinano combining for 31 of Iowa's points. They take a 7-point lead into the locker room. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. It's the best place to get everything you need for the holidays.